Hey guys, and thanks for joining me. We're reviewing today the Evernew Ultralight Titanium Solo Cookset. Just received it about a week ago. Came in from Amazon. Took about a month to get it. I guess it came from Japan. I believe Evernew is a Japanese company. It is made out of a cold forged titanium and pretty lightweight. And this is actually replacing my GSI Soloist Cookset that I've had for almost a year. Have used it extensively and it's worked great. Comes with this little plastic lid and comes with a plastic cup, and the lid does have a strainer and you can reverse it and use this as like a sippy cup. The aluminum pot does have like a non-stick coating in there. Again, great setup and fairly light too. But I did have two issues with this particular setup. One is, as you see, there's no spoon in here. It did come with a plastic spoon. Spoon was great. It worked for about 8 months until it did break on my Minister Creek backpacking trip that I took a few months ago. Unfortunately, once the plastic breaks, really not much you can do. You can use duct tape, I guess. I just didn't have any duct tape with me to fix it, so just had to borrow my buddy's spoon. So plastic, yeah, it's prone to break. The other issue, and this might be a small issue, but it was a big issue for me, when I am out in the field having lunch breaks or eating my dinner, not cooking a Mountain House meal, you're boiling up water, no big deal. You boil up your water, you essentially have a clean pot. When you are cooking any type of ramen or anything where you're going to be eating out of this pot, especially ramen, when you're done, there's a lot of residue, a lot of grease that accumulates at the bottom of this. And a lot of times I like to have a cup of coffee as soon as I'm done eating. And for me, I'd have to vigorously clean this out. It's not very easy to clean it out, especially when you have an accumulation of grease like that. So for me, just to be able to boil water immediately after was always a struggle. So this is why I was looking into the Evernew Solo set. One nice thing is you have your mug and you have your pot. You got your lid for your pot. Just real quickly, the Evernew does come with this nice little storage sack here. The handles are a insulated silicone handle. A lot of titanium cookware that's out there does not have this. That's another thing that kind of drew me to this. You can boil your water, you can touch the handles, no big deal. Same type of handles on the mug itself and on the lid. One thing about the lid worth mentioning, the lid does sit nicely in the pot. There's a little lip in here that catches that. On the mug itself, there is no lip, so when you put the lid on, it does balance there, but it just flips over. So you cannot use the lid with the mug, but nonetheless. The mug itself is a 750 milliliter pot, or about 24.5 fluid ounces. This thing weighs about 3.3 ounces. The mug itself is a 13.5 fluid ounce or 400 milliliter mug, and this thing weighs in at under 2 ounces. It's like 1.8 ounces. So very, very lightweight. The thing that, again, sold me on this, when I'm cooking my Mountain House, or if I'm eating my ramen noodle and I'm eating it out of the pot and I'm done with it, now I got all this residue, this is great. Now I can just place the mug, fill it with water, and I can have my coffee immediately. Again, these handles are nice and insulated. You will not burn your fingers with this. Unfortunately, with the GSI, you cannot boil water with it. It is plastic. That will not work. So again, I think GSI missed the mark. They could have made this the same aluminum. I know it would have probably brought up the weight of the Soloist set, but this is fairly light anyways. So I'll move this out of the way here. With that said, we'll bring the scale out and just get a real clear measurement. of the total weight of this, and we'll turn that baby on. Now, you don't gain that much, but as in backpacking and ultralight backpacking, every ounce counts, or gram, especially gram counters. So we'll put this on the scale here, and let me see if I can maybe move that over a little bit here. Okay, there we go, at 0, and we're at a little over 5.5 ounces for the Evernew Soloist, and we'll do the same thing with the GSI, just to kind of give you an idea. We'll put it in its stuff sack as well. You're almost 9.6.5, so 9.7 ounces. So fairly lightweight when you are looking at titanium. So with that said, great starter set. No issues with longevity, with the exception of that spoon, but again, buy yourself a new spoon. The titanium, never had a titanium cook set, so we'll see how the longevity on this is. I don't feel this is going to be any issue. Now, one thing worth noting, because I'm not going to sit there and say this is the best thing since sliced bread. This is great, with the exception that your fuel canister fits in there beautifully, your spoon fits in there beautifully, and again, we have our MSR pocket rocket. Now, MSR pocket rocket will not nest in this setup. No matter which way you put it, let me fold this guy down. No matter which way you put it, it will not nest. So, GSI does have the upper hand because everything nests inside of here. We'll have our other fuel container, our pot, our spoon, and get in there. Here we go, and everything fits in there beautifully. So, anyone looking at purchasing the Evernew Solo set, you need to look at getting the MSR micro rocket. I've seen in other videos the micro rocket does work, and it will nest inside of here. So again, pocket rocket, no go. MSR micro rocket will fit in here. The other nice thing is, even though this pot does look small, you do have the capability, you do have to flip this upside down, but you can nest 2 fuel canisters. These are smaller fuel canisters inside of here, so that is a plus there too. Given the size, it doesn't look that large, but at least you can do that for extended trips. So anyways, if you guys have any questions or comments, please, I want to see them below, and I hope you enjoyed my review of the Evernew Titanium Solo set, and I will see you later. I got a lot more reviews coming up because I got a lot of gear, so I appreciate it. Thanks.